studying your last two. I swim with tea when they turned in. The staring down to mute. And can learn the pole that Sunky died.
The first step in completing Schedule 1 is understanding its overall structure. Although the form may look large at first, it's actually organized into 3 simple sections that follow a logical sequence. Everything begins with the corporation's accounting net income. This amount comes directly from the financial statements, specifically Schedule 125, and is usually transferred automatically into your tax software. Think of this as the starting point for all tax adjustments. The next section is called Additions, or Add-backs. Here, you add back expenses that were recorded in the accounting records, but are either not deductible or only partially deductible under CRA tax rules. These adjustments increase the corporation's taxable income. After the add-backs comes the Deductions section. This is where you claim deductions that are specifically allowed under the Income Tax Act, such as capital cost allowance, certain reserves, charitable donations, and other tax adjustments. These deductions reduce taxable income once both the additions and deductions have been applied. Schedule 1 calculates the corporation's net income for tax purposes, commonly referred to as taxable income. This is the amount that will ultimately be used to calculate the corporation's income tax. If you look at the overall process, it's actually very straightforward. The information flows from Schedule 125 into Schedule 1, where the necessary tax adjustments are made, and then the final taxable income flows into the T2 corporate tax return. A helpful way to think about Schedule 1 is not as a complicated tax form, but as an adjustment worksheet. Its job is simply to convert accounting profit into taxable income by applying the CRA's tax rules. Once you understand this overall structure, completing Schedule 1 becomes much easier because every adjustment you'll learn later fits into one of these 2 categories, either an add-back or a deduction. In today's tax preparation environment, completing Schedule 1 is a combination of automation and professional judgment. Understanding the difference between these 2 is one of the most important skills you'll develop as a tax preparer. Modern tax software performs many tasks automatically. It pulls the accounting net income from Schedule 125, imports information from other schedules, such as Schedule 8 for capital cost allowance, links related schedules together, performs calculations, and updates the corporation's taxable income throughout the return. These automatic calculations save time, improve accuracy, and greatly reduce the risk of mathematical errors. In many cases, the software completes a large portion of Schedule 1 without requiring any manual calculations. However, automation does not replace professional judgment. As the tax preparer, your responsibility is to review the corporation's accounting records and determine whether all required tax adjustments have been identified correctly. This means reviewing the general ledger, examining expense accounts, checking any fields that require manual input, identifying adjustments that the software cannot detect automatically, reviewing notes provided by the bookkeeper or client, and confirming that the final taxable income is reasonable. Think of the software as a powerful assistant. It can organize information, perform calculations, and connect schedules together. But it cannot decide whether an expense is deductible or whether an adjustment is required under the Income Tax Act. That's where your knowledge becomes valuable. A good tax preparer doesn't simply trust every number on the screen. They understand where the numbers came from, why the adjustments were made, and whether the final result makes sense. One important rule to remember is never to overwrite an automatically calculated amount unless you fully understand why it needs to be changed. Automatic fields usually exist for a reason. and changing them without understanding the underlying calculation can create errors elsewhere in the return. In short, software performs the calculations, but tax professionals make the decisions. Combining both technology and professional judgment is what leads to an accurate and compliant T2 corporate tax return. The key to completing Schedule 1 efficiently is following the same workflow that professional tax preparers use. Rather than jumping straight into the form, they follow a logical sequence that ensures the information is complete and accurate. The process begins with preparing the corporation's financial statements. These statements provide the accounting information that serves as the foundation for the entire tax return. If the financial statements are incorrect, every schedule that follows will also be affected. Next, the financial information is entered into Schedule 125 using the appropriate GFI codes. This creates the accounting net income that will later flow automatically into Schedule 1. After that, the supporting schedules are completed, depending on the corporation. This may include Schedule 8 for capital cost allowance, Schedule 2 for charitable donations, Schedule 4 for loss carryforwards, and other schedules that feed information into the T2 return. Only after these schedules are completed should you review Schedule 1. At this stage, much of the form has already been populated automatically by the tax software. Your role is to verify that the information is correct and determine whether any additional manual adjustments are required. The next step is reviewing the corporation's general ledger and supporting documents. This is where you'll identify expenses that need to be added back, deductions that may have been missed, and any manual entries that cannot be generated automatically by the software. Once all adjustments have been made, review the corporation's taxable income. Ask yourself whether the result is reasonable and whether every adjustment is supported by the accounting records and the Income Tax Act. After completing this review, the information flows into the T2 corporate tax return, and the corporation's tax payable can be calculated. Many beginners make the mistake of opening Schedule 1 first and trying to complete it before finishing the rest of the return. In practice, that's not how experienced tax preparers work. They prepare the financial statements, complete the supporting schedules, and then use Schedule 1 as the final reconciliation before calculating the corporation's taxes. Remember, most small businesses use only a small number of Schedule 1 adjustments. You won't complete every line on the form, and that's perfectly normal. By following this professional workflow every time, you'll prepare more accurate returns, avoid common mistakes, and develop habits that will serve you well throughout your career in corporate tax.